Hello everyone, I'm Jesus and welcome to the next episode of The Road to Old School MTG. In this video, I have round 1 of the April 2024 Old School Tournament, monthly tournament held at Dave's Time Warp in Cedar Grove, New Jersey. 12 players attended this tournament, so it was a smaller crowd, so it only went up to 3 rounds. So this is round 1. So first let me just go over my deck. So I had mentioned that I was going to play something new since I feel my Bantamgeddon or my Erlamgeddon deck is pretty well optimized for the most part, and I wanted to try something new. So what I've done is I've taken a proven deck from another player, Parker, and he's done very well with this deck. So I just, since I wasn't too sure what to do myself, and his deck seemed not only just a solid deck, but also a fun deck to play, I wanted to try it out. So in Time Warp, we are proxy friendly, and I definitely took advantage of that rule. This tournament was just a regular Atlantic tournament, so no other restrictions. So this is, I guess you could call this a counterburn deck, even though there's, well, I guess, yeah, there's 3 counter spells in total, 2 counter spells and a mana drain, but then you have your full range of usual blue and red direct damage, right? So 4 lightning bolts, 4 chain lightnings, and I believe 4 psionic blasts. So the deck also has white for quick creatures. The Savannah Alliance has 2 ATOGs, Disenchants, Armageddon Balance, 1 Sarah Angel, also 1 Suchi. It's behind the Wheel of Fortune. Since then I have gotten a CE wheel, but for this tournament, that's Wheel of Fortune is a proxy. So I just wanted to mention which cards are proxies here, which there are a lot of, because red is actually the color I have the least cards of and the one I've invested the least, because I just wanted to prioritize other colors because I was interested in those kind of decks, right? So I don't have any of the red producing dual lands. So the Volcanic Islands, all those 4 are proxies. For Plateaus, I think that's what it's called, the red and white. So all those are proxies. The wheel was a proxy, but I have one by this point. There's a Black Lotus in front of the Sapphire. That's a proxy. I don't have a Black Lotus. There's also a Time Twister behind the Mana Drain. So that's a proxy. And I think that's... Oh, and then on the sideboard, I have 2 sitting in the bottom. Those 2 are proxies. The Falling Stars, 1's real, 1 is a proxy. And then the Shatterstorm, I didn't get him in time for this deck photo, but I had it. I believe I had it in time of the tournament, right? But there was definitely one of them was a proxy by this point when I took the photo. So yeah, it's just a very aggressive deck. You replenish your hand using the wheel or the Time Twister or the Recall, Ancestral, Brain Geyser, right? So just a lot of card draw, quick damage through the weenies, direct damage, controlling through Disenchants, Balance, Armageddon. And like I said, this deck has had very good results. So I was eager to and curious to try it. So here we go into round 1. This is game 1. So I'm on the left, opponent's on the right, and this is his beautiful playmat. So he's told me that he has artists doing making the art on that's on the actual playmat. So that's pretty dope. All right, so he has a really strong turn 1. Black Lotus, land tax, and black buy. So I immediately take 3 damage during my turn, and he plays no land. I thought this was on purpose because, of course, he's wants to activate that land tax if he has it in his deck. He took 1 mana burn, so he's at 19 right now. But if you pick at his hand, you don't see any land, right? So, and then he told me after this game was over that, because I asked him, and then yep, it was. He knew he was going to get the lands, of course, if the land tax was not destroyed. And I've done this before because I have this kind of deck that he's playing. He's playing a land tax, lands edge deck. And I have done the no land, Mox Pearl, and land tax turn 1 while having either no land or like only one land, right? So basically a hand you shouldn't keep. So I've done that. And then I've gotten a disenchanted turn 1, right? So so it's definitely a gamble. But I didn't have anything. I just played a factory and a soul ring. So I'm gonna take, oh yeah, I took 3. So 17. I took 2 more. I'm at 15. So opponent just dropped the mountain, and that was it. I'm sure a boat or something is coming. So we see so this overhead camera is pretty nice because we can sometimes see into our hands. So I think I had a bolt, I have a chain, I have a time twister, some land, and a mana drain. But I went with the factory and the soul ring because I wanted to be aggressive. But now now he played red because he played the land tag. So I don't know what colors he had until his turn, and then I saw that he fetched 4 mountains. So I'm attacking. He's taking it. So I'm definitely taking a gamble. So he's taking it. So he should be at 17 now. He took 2. I'm taking 1. I'm at 14. I chain him. He's also at 14. And I want to do it now before he gets 2 red, and then he can bounce that chain back to me. So I played a City of Brass, which is what pinged me for 1 when I cast the chain. So that puts me at 2 land in opposition to his 1 land. So he can land tax again. And then of course you still get your draw. All right. Plains, 2 mana for a Winter Orb. So this was definitely unexpected. So I have the Soul Ring. Okay, so I took some damage. I'm not sure how much. I think 1 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I took 1. It looks like because I have 5 cards. So I'm at 13. Opponent's at 14. If I've done the math correctly. Okay, my opponent noticed that he's over, so he's discarding 2 lands. So he just forgot. Okay, so I guess since he's also tapped out, maybe I decided, and we're kind of in a similar life. I decided that okay, I'm just going to be aggressive and maybe attack with a factory. So I don't know, maybe. But my hand is, colored. I need to play some lands. I have a Tundra, so I do have some white stuff. But I think I have a Time Twister, which doesn't get me around the Winter Orb. I still got to play the land anyway. Yep, I'm attacking, being aggressive. He's at 12. I'm at 13. And then I pass because I want to keep that open so that I can get another land and then cast something bigger. Opponent's turn. Oh, so I did play another land. Of course, I played the Tundra, right? So he's getting his 3rd activation now. So I think by this point, I'm like, okay, I'm just forfeiting that, he's going to get those 3 lands. And I'm like basically making him, because he discarded 2 last turn, right? So I'm like, all right, get your land and then be forced to discard. That's a little bit of a punishment, but, still not much because he is thinning out the deck. So he's most likely to get the card that he needs, right? So I'm not 100% sure that he's playing Land Edge or not, right? But of course, you have a very, very strong suspicion that you would. Yeah, and there it is. And now he's going to be discarding cards. So I forgot that I could also discard lands. Not that it's relevant at the moment, but it's good to know. And I have no lands right now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I took 1 more, I guess. Yeah, I'm at 12. And I'm deciding what I'm gonna. Okay, so me dealing 2 damage, not a big deal. So I got, I have to cast something that's substantial because right now the game's coming away from me. And the Winter Orb is making it so that it's harder for me to go under four cards. So I personally haven't seen a Winter Orb in a Land's Edge deck. Not that I have a lot of experience, either playing against it or playing with it. I've played it a bit in X points, I believe, and I liked it. And I did a little bit of it also in Scryings. But it's definitely so that's what's comboing off with the Black Vice, right? So that's a pretty good combo. And of course, anything that gets my life lower is good because then the Land's Edge, you only gotta pitch. That means you pitch less lands. I'm at 12, so 6 lands will kill me. And definitely my opponent has a whole bunch. Maybe not 6 because he's had to play his own cards. Okay, so it looks like okay, I just pass because I think I had a land, maybe I don't know, but I don't want to make him get more. Of course, he has the combo out, so it's taking me 3, 2, 4, 6, 8. He's done 8, so I'm at 4 right now. And then a Winds of Change, which I don't mind too much. If I had a disenchant, I would have done it already. So in this case, I guess that's fine. I would most likely disenchant the Winter Orb, because even if I take a damage or not, that's what's preventing me from casting more things. Although it looks like I don't have that much to cast anyway. All right, so it's going through. Opponent, I think he had 3 cards. I have 5 at least. So he can get a combination of just direct damage or lands enough to deal 4 damage. Like that's very low amount that's needed to finish me off. So it's very possible he's gonna get it now. And he didn't. But he's getting this second Black Vice, so I did not expect this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 6 cards. Wow. And yeah. So that would kill me. I take 1, I'm at 3, if I've done my math right. Lightning Bolt, opponent's at 9. Three, 9. Drop me down to 5 cards, so I'm at 1 life. Then I draw. And of course, the Winter Orb is preventing me from casting more things, so I'm at 6 cards again. So I gotta play 2 cards. But if I play lands, he's gonna activate. So it's a. Oh no, actually, yeah, he has 3 lands. I have 3 lands, so I cannot play a land. Yeah, I have a City of Brass in hand. I cannot play it because that's an auto lose. Assuming he still has some basic lands in his deck, right? So definitely, it's very easy for a Land's Edge deck to finish up the lands that you have. Right, and then 3. I'm coming in. He's at 7. I cast 1 thing, and then I'm tapped out. So I think I just okay. So it didn't matter, but I think I made a mistake that I basically should have conceded because I was tapped out. I have 5 cards in hand. I was gonna hit for 2 damage when I'm at 1 life. So and then I just passed the turn, right? So that's just conceded. All right, so I mean, I got him kind of low, but that was definitely a surprise. That Winter Orb did his job. He definitely won because of that, because that prevented me from casting more things. Although I cast very few. I think that Savannah Lion was the only creature I cast. Or so yeah, not the deck was not doing what it was meant to do, which is to be aggressive. It was very passive right there. All right, so we are going into game 2. So I'm down 1. I go Volcanic Island, pass. I don't think neither one of us mulligan. So opponent, Pearl, Lion, Factory. I bolt the Lion. End of turn. My turn. Tundra, Chaos Orb. So me personally, I like playing the Chaos Orb. I think a lot of players, what they do is they wait until they have 3 mana open, so they cast it and then play it the same turn. So kind of like a surprise, right? So, and then if they can't interact with it right there and then, it becomes active. But me, I like to play it as soon as I have it. If I have it in my opening hand, I play as soon as it gets to land or 2 mana. Right, so opponent played a Black Vice, but I was at 4 cards anyway. So I drew 1. I'm at 5, but looks like I'm playing lands. Okay, so here I'm just hoping he doesn't play a land tax. He's attacking. I bolt the factory. So he's playing a line. So that was a good move, making me use my bolts, and then he has something to follow it up immediately. Well, hopefully I get a line or an ATOG or something. Push comes to shove, I have that Chaos Orb, but most likely I want to save that for the land tax. Okay, so I play another land, so I have 4 and he has 2. So I take 1, so I'm at 19. I geyser myself for 2, which is not much. But I think it's mainly I'm trying to just cycle through my deck more because I'm not drawing much. So my opponent really has way more. Look at me. I just have 4 lands and a Chaos Orb. He has Land, Sapphire, Black Vice, Lion, and an ATOG. So he attacked me for 2 previously. So I must be at 17 now. I think I played the wrong thing. Yeah, because I'm like, since when is ATOG? You can pay ATOG for a Tundra. All right, so I did have some stuff. So I don't know if I drew it from the Brain Geyser or if I had it and I drew one of them extra. Most likely I must have drawn them, right? Because why wouldn't I have played these beforehand? Okay, but either way, I have exactly what he has. Not anymore. He changed my line. So here, so he has 2 artifacts. He may sacrifice the Chaos Orb. So I'm saying giving him an option. So yeah, the ATOG, he can sacrifice 2 artifacts to make him live through most of my stuff. So I'm like, okay, there's nothing that I can deal with that. Even a Side Blast will not deal with it. So the Chaos Orb is the only option, and then I trade because I have no artifacts. So I trade with the line. I'm at 17, opponent's at 20. At least that Black Vice is not doing anything at the moment because it definitely was comboing up the Winter Orb last game, and then between those two, it beat me. So here I'm recalling a Brain Geyser, right? So yeah, so I'm kind of like stalling out. I mean, I had a bit of a I was a bit aggressive for a bit with the 2 creatures, but then that they immediately got destroyed next turn, so I'm petering out again. Okay, so I'm taking a damage to bring Geyser again from the City of Brass, so I'm at 16, and I do it for the same amount, 2 cards only. So, that's how desperate I am to do something here. And I guess I'm mana screwed. I'm not getting more mana. But here we go. A Mox Ruby. 5 for a Sarah Angel. Opponent disenchants my Mox end of turn. Because me getting that 5th mana source allow me to play that Sarah. Oof. So here it comes. He has the land tax. So I got 4 lands. No damage from the Black Vice. 16, opponent's at 20. Alright, so he takes 4 from the Sarah. So we're both at 16. If I'm not mistaken, that I like to say, because a lot of times I get so engrossed in the action that I definitely miss a few things here and there. But here, yep, there was nothing to do. Land tax gets activated. 1 plains, 2 mountains. In addition to the regular card draw. So to make it a little less busted, I guess they should have said you may choose not to draw a card during your draw step. Instead, fetch 3 basic lands. It will still be broken, but definitely a bit less broken. Because here you basically draw 4 cards. Oof. So that's weird. Like my opponent balances, but actually it's not weird. Yeah, like because of the Sarah Angel. So he's gonna discard a lot. So here I'm trying to do some. Either I'm trying to. Yeah. I gain 1. I'm trying to play out my hands so that way. So I'm at 17. He's at 13. So that way he has to discard more cards. Then I'm thinking if oh no, I'm like, but he does get to drop me to 2 land. So maybe I guess all in all, and then he follows it up with a strip. So that was actually pretty nice move. But I'm like getting lucky here. I don't think I had that line. And lucky that he destroyed that volcanic island as opposed to my Tundra. All right, opponent passed. So of course I'm above him. Below him in terms of lands, but I have no Moxes. Right, he wins, passes. I play Black Vice, but at the moment it's not relevant. Right before he balanced it would have been relevant. Another Black Vice because I got nothing else to do. Okay, so here I'm like terrified. I'm thinking, okay, is he gonna blow up my land? Because he already blew up one of them up. And I only have 1. But I guess he's waiting to see what happens. So I untap and then I pass. He has 5 mana to my 1. So I dropped another tundra, so I'm at 2 now. ATOG, and then I let it go. I think I have like a manager. Oh, no, am I wrong? Okay, so here, I think I have a side blast. Side blast him. So I take 2 no matter what, so I'm at 15. He would have to sacrifice 2 artifacts. So maybe even if he saves the ATOG, and he does, so he sacrificed both Moxes. So he drops down to 3 mana sources. I take a damage. I'm at 14. But at the moment, he only had the Chaos Orb, which he's most likely not going to sacrifice to the ATOG. So, but then he followed up with Black Vice. I'm still under it. Ooh, I just saw that disenchant. Okay, so he has to sacrifice both. He only has 2 artifacts. He has to sacrifice both of them to keep it alive. I take 2. I'm at 12. But he wants to remain, have that Black Vice and Chaos Orb. Okay, so he has Ankh of Mishra, I think that's what it's called. I think if you play a land, it does 2 damage to you. Because I confused it, there's also another one that does 1 during upkeep all the time. Okay, so now he does it where he's playing, because now I'm playing Side Blast. Honestly, I should have probably Chaos Orb when I was at 1 land. So my turn. Disenchant that, and then I play a land to follow it up, which a factory is good because, of course, I can attack with it as well. My opponent is still over me, so he has a land text, but he hasn't used it this second turn. He really abused it the first turn. I mean, the first round. Activate attack. He's at 11. I'm definitely being aggressive here because if he had some kind of a direct damage to my creature, I drop to 2 mana again. Our opponent plays Black Vice, but I'm still not taking any damage. He attack him again. He's at 9. And then I cast my own ATOG. So I'm at 3 cards now, so I have a little bit more cushion. Ooh, Winds of Change. So I wasn't keeping track of the amount of cards in hand. So we'll see how much I draw as opposed to my opponent. So 3 cards for me. Seems like 3 as well for him. I think he played another land. So another Ankh of Mishra, assuming that's the correct name. Wait, no. Like, I think my opponent already had the 4 lands, yeah. Or else I wouldn't have played another one. Ooh. I activate it. This gets disenchanted. I mean, lightning bolted. He takes 1 from the ATOG though. 8. if I sacrifice those two black vices, since they're not really doing any damage to him, that could have been another 4. Ooh, I time walk. Nice. So no damage from the black vice. So neither one of our black vices has worked. Ooh, I have 3 creatures now. So if he attacks, he's tapped out. Wait, did I just? Oh no, he's at. Okay, he was at 8. He could have taken 7, which would have dropped him to 1. Because I'm like, wait, couldn't I have just 1 there? But then my opponent just concedes goods. Now that he's at 7, I could sacrifice the other 3. Looks like he didn't get anything that's an answer to the ATOG. So yeah, it was definitely a tricky match there. But I got it at the end. So now we are going into the next game, going into game 2. Okay, so we both mulliganed. Opponent plays Plateau, Lion. 100 Lion for me. We exchange lines, place a plains. He probably has Blood Moon in the sideboard. Oh no, actually, maybe not, because he has to play basic lands. So when I receive basic lands and red, I kind of assume they have Blood Moon, because that's what I would do. And he very well could still have that, but it's not necessarily the case, right? Because you still need those basic lands to tutor from the land tax. All right, so me, I have played a volcanic island. Opponent plays a plains, and then he Winds of Change. And I think I was mentioning to him that trying to do a Winds of Change on turn 1 before your opponent goes is very nice move. Right, because when the game starts, everyone gets to mulligan, right? So you get to see your hand and then see if you decide you want to keep it or not, and then draw a new one, right? But you have to put 1 card back per time you do it, right? That's the drawback. But after the game has already started and you say, okay, I keep, okay, the game can begin. But then if your opponent then does a Winds of Change before you even get to your first turn, you have to discard and draw 7. But since the game already started, you can't choose to mulligan anymore, right? So then that's definitely happened to me where I've taken 6, by the way. That's definitely happened to me where I kept the hand and then immediately got something way like a horrible follow-up 7 cards. All right, so I attacked with my own factory. It got lightning bolted. I've taken 6 damage from 2 chain lightnings. I'm at 14. Opponent's at 20. 3 lands to my 3 lands. So I'm kind of not that mad that the factory got destroyed there. All right, I don't think I have any mana. So a lot of thinking on my end. Black Vice, and I definitely have over 4 cards. I think I have 6. So either I cast lightning bolts beforehand, or but I counterspell instead. Yeah. Usually want to save a counterspell for the land edge combo, right? But I guess the depending on what I saw in my hand, I guess that makes sense at the moment. So I played a lion, opponent played ATOG. I bought the ATOG end of turn before he can start playing artifacts, right? Because he had one artifact, it would have not been enough. But I'm definitely getting lucky. I have a second line. So I get to attack for 4. I think this is the first damage. Unfortunately, yeah, our life was on to the side there a bit too much. Okay, so something must have happened that made him reveal his hand. So I think he was just mad that he was getting flooded, even though his deck, he said to me, I remember that his deck is very low on mana on lands. So he made his whole deck, tailored towards that. All right, so I place a Lotus and then taps a red for another wins. Okay, so I sack my Black Lotus for a side blast. I take 2. I'm at 12. My opponent's at 8. Oh, that's in response to the Winds of Change, right? So he's at 8. So I wanted to do some direct damage because now that I'm going to get some cards back, maybe I get lucky and I have enough. Because I do have 2 lines, right? So 4 damage is incoming nonetheless, regardless of what I drew. But if I drew enough, maybe 2 bolts, that's enough to finish off along with my 2 lines. My opponent plays a line. Why he tapped 2 things? Oh no, was that still his turn? Yeah, I guess it was still his turn. Yeah, and then he cast a line. Okay, yeah, it was still his turn. For some reason, yeah, that took so long. I forgot whose turn it was. All right, so now I drew, and now I'm attacking. I think I totally forgot about this. I just didn't notice it. So the line's trade, and then that line dies. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was a mistake for me. But like I said, if I'm not mistaken, he's at 8 anyway. So maybe I would have done the same thing, knowing that my game plan is direct damage, and I don't red and white, so no counter spells to think about. Okay, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I totally neglected that factor. In fact, it attacked me just now. I'm at 10, opponent's at 8. So we're both pretty close to each other on the lower end of life. So I play another Tundra. And I pass, all right? This time I can disenchant. Ooh, Divine Offering the factor. My opponent is seeing if he does anything in response. So now I cannot do 4 direct damage until my opponent is dead anymore. All right, just pass. Land. I think I drew a chain. Land 5, sir. Ooh, yeah. So remember, there's only one Sarah. So in game 2 and 3, I had that Sarah out. And I won game 2. So this game 3, he's at 8, I'm at 10. And I just dropped the Sarah, so I guess I'm winning it so far. I don't know if he played a balance yet, so that would save him. Ooh, he's forced to double chain. So I think I'm deciding to do it before the attacks. And then yeah, he just wasted 2 bolts on something that still lived. And then with attack he was at 4, and then yeah. And then he drew just to see what he drew, and then definitely nothing that would have prevented what was gonna happen. So I got game 3. So that's 2 out of 3. I advance. Well, I get the win. My mistake. There's no advancing because it's only 3 rounds. Like I said, this is a smaller tournament. But that it definitely closed games. So I was at 10 life there, and he had enough mana, so I just got luckier than him. But definitely the deck, I am enjoying it. Definitely is way more nuanced than I gave it credit for. And I know I must have, I know I've done some mistakes and such. But all in all, happy to get the win, and then happy to move on to the next round. Thank you guys for watching.